Portia Banks, and happy to be here.
And where can they find you at?
So Instagram, Portia Banks 25.
Awesome. All right. So,
Yeah.
y'all, I got a new show concept. This is called Red Flag Diaries, right? This is going to be a new series that I'm starting off with. So, this is episode 1 of the Red Flag Diaries, where I'm going to be talking to women and men about some of the horrible dates that they have been on, whether it be
Yeah.
crazy, out of this world type shit, or just straight up weird. All right. So, here we go. Let's get into it. Episode 1. So tell me, what is some of the craziest or weird dates that you have been on?
So I would say definitely weird, maybe not. I didn't think it was gonna be crazy. I would say maybe like a bad or cringe date. Just a guy. So first off, he looked bigger and older than his regular photos. So that was already like okay, not good. He wanted me to meet at a Wegmans, and I don't know if you have that. It's like a supermarket. And so I'm
Okay.
from Northeast, like New York, New Jersey, and they have them. I was living in Philadelphia at the time, so we went to a Wegmans, it's a supermarket, but they do have like a little cafe eating part that is like kind of okay, like decent. I was like, well, it's the first time, whatever.
Yeah.
It was not good. He just wanted to like walk around it and not even like talk or like hang out. So we sat down at the cafe, and then he just wanted me right away to like me to go with him to his house. So I wouldn't say like maybe the weirdest, worst, but definitely like kind of like red flags.
That sounds like
I'm
some
very
kidnapper vibes.
Yes, exactly. I was, like, very uncomfortable. I was like, it's like we're being like, does he not wanna look like he's been with me? Like, kind of, like, just walking around, like, 'cause there
Yeah.
wouldn't be, like, proof or whatever, like, I don't know, like, we're not on camera sitting down and all
Yeah.
ready to go to his house. It wasn't even, like, go out or, like, do something fun, and I'm
Yeah.
fine, like, being if someone wants to be, like, intimate, whatever, the first time, but it's, like, more of a safety thing. It's like, I need to know you first and make sure
Yeah.
this is safe, and I don't know who you are, and also you looked older and larger when we first met, so I was just and then he was texting me, like, certain, sex, but I don't know if it's YouTube, I can say that, whatever,
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
likes, but I was like, "This is too much, I don't wanna just hang out in a Wegmans," um, yeah, so
Damn,
definitely
that's
just
crazy.
cringe,
You
I
probably would have
guess.
ended up on an episode of Dateline NBC. Like
Yeah, that's why
that
I
sounds
didn't
like some real crazy shit right there.
That's why I didn't go. Those were the thoughts in my head. Now I'm, like, a little bit I don't know, but I just wouldn't yeah. At least, like, take me out first, and then yeah, so it was just creepy. I would say that's maybe, like, the most uncomfortable, weirdest, uh, date I've been on. Yeah.
Okay. And then so how many other crazy weird dates you've been on? Like so if that's the craziest. How many more
Yeah.
have you had?
I mean, I've definitely had a few dates. I've definitely met different people. I would say, yeah, just the weirdest ones. Like, the ones to avoid if anyone just wants to, like, take you in their car, I would just avoid that. That's a popular one because
Well,
either
like a car ride date?
yeah, like a car ride, oh, like, "Oh, I'll take" not even like, "I'll take you home," but it's like, "Oh, I'll drive you somewhere," but they for first of all, it is probably just, like, they just wanna get intimate or whatever, which is like, "Alright, I get it, we're on a date." Like, I'm not I get it, but it's also just, like, a safety thing, like, they think right away I'm just gonna, like, get into their car and, like, do
Yeah,
whatever with
because
them,
like
and it's a car,
where
it's not even
where
a
are we
hotel.
going? Like
It's a
you
car,
see
yeah.
so many horror movies where the girl gets into the car and the next thing you know it, they've driven to like an undisclosed location and 5
Yeah,
people already
exactly, and you
kidnapped
hear
her.
stories of people it's obviously it's, like, not common, but, like, I have to think that, like, safety, like, I don't know who you are, I'm not it's a lot of the times, like, getting in the car, like, same thing, one time someone was offended I didn't get in their car. It's like,
See that there
and
goes
I
a
was
red
gonna
flag,
meet
y'all.
yeah, that was a red flag, and I was gonna meet him at another location, I was like, "Oh, I'll just Uber because I didn't drive, I took an Uber. And I was like, "Oh, don't worry about me, you like, I'm not gonna just leave, like, I'll share my location, like, on the Uber or whatever." Those are, like, definitely the weirdest. I guess, like, that was, like, um, a pattern of, like, weird, like, odd, just kinda creepy, I guess, dates. Thank God nothing ever, like, terrible happened,
Yeah.
uh, but, like, I have seen that. You read those stories or whatever, that girl, like, in a like, God forbid, it's sad, but that girl in Aruba, they found her killer from like 20 years ago, whatever. So it's just like you hear,
Yeah.
it's just not worth it. Like it's creepy. So not to bring the tone down, but
Oh no, no, no.
just the
This is
Wegman's
the
weird.
tone of the
Yeah,
show. This is
yeah.
the tone of the
It's
show.
like creepy, like
So, given your experience, tell the audience like what are some red flags they should look for when it comes to dating.
I would say I think it's great if the person who that doesn't matter. I do prefer the man to take charge of the date, but I feel like who it could be man, woman, or them, whatever. The person who asks the person out, I feel like it is best if they take charge of the date.
Yeah,
Even it doesn't have to be fancy because I get it's a first date. I do like, maybe a nice dinner, drinks, but it could be a nice cafe, somewhere social where you can meet. Not, I would, even if you do, everyone, they just want to get physical or whatever. I would say like make a plan. I don't care if it's at like a park or a cafe. It could be something like free and nice, but make sure it's public. I would not get in someone's car unless you like know them or someone has seen you. Um, Definitely, even a cafe, like just make sure like it's, like, at a set place. I wouldn't go to, like, their house right away or
yeah,
yeah, anything like that. Like, to make sure they actually came up with a plan to meet at a time and, like, you're gonna meet at that time. None of this,
yeah.
like,
See,
weird, like
I'm
yeah.
so used to that form, right? So like, it's crazy you say that because there was this girl I was talking to on a dating website like a while ago, right? And we had planned a date. We were supposed to meet for brunch at this really fancy restaurant, and this place is fancy. Like it's you're spending $100 minimum. It was
Mhm,
her idea of this spot, right? I told her right afterwards I gotta do a photo shoot right after the date. So
mhm,
my assumption is that we're meeting there at this time. I text her in like an hour before, hey, I'm just getting off work. I'm about to head over to that area. And she's like, oh, you're not picking me up? And I was like, I never even met
mhm.
you. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
that
so
is
I was
weird,
like,
yeah.
nah, I'm not picking you up. She was like, well, damn, I got to figure things out. And the next thing you know, she blocked me. And I was like, okay, so she expected me to pick her up, pay for this date, drive her back, and then for me to try to make my photo shoot. I already told her my photo shoot
Yeah,
was in that area, so that makes sense. Like, what did she think was going to happen? I was like, it looks like this girl is looking for a free brunch at a fancy restaurant,
yeah,
and
just to go
yeah,
out.
because like, plus, like, I don't even know if we're gonna vibe right. What if on
Yeah.
the date we don't match at all? I
Now
want to
she
be
needs
able
to
to
ride
exit.
home.
Yeah, I want to be able to exit out that date and not see you
Yeah.
again. I don't want to have to drive you home in traffic. It's LA, so
Oh,
driving
no,
you
I was
home.
I was there for a couple weeks for and I someone asked me out too, and we were, like, friends, and it was totally nice, like, it was kinda like dating, like, flirting, but just, like, friends, and he was like, "Oh, I'll pick you up." And I was like, "I don't think you wanna pick me up." I was staying in Covina, I'm like, "We're meeting in Studio City? That makes no sense, like, I'm not gonna do that to you." And I was like, "I have things to do." Like, in LA, I would not do that to someone, especially the first
Yeah,
time, like, unless you say, "Hey, I wanna show you around," like, if you off, because some guys wanna do that, they have the time, but if you don't
yeah,
if you have the afternoon or evening free, that's fine. One time a guy did offer that, I was like, "Okay," like, I got to know him a little bit, I felt safe, but he asked me that because he had the time he wanted to. I would never even the guy who asked me for the ride, because he was like we had met earlier with other friends, so we kind of, like, already knew each other.
yeah,
But I even told him, I was like, "I don't think that's gonna make sense, like, unless you wanna drive." But he knew me, so he was trying to be nice, but, like, no, I
yeah,
would never ask someone I just met to drive me or to ma pay I wouldn't ask them to pay for my Uber. If they wanna do that, that's nice of them,
yeah.
but, like, I would
Plus,
never
I also think
expect to
like,
pay for my gas or Uber to get
yeah,
somewhere ever, or I wouldn't ask for a ride because, like, I'm an adult, I can figure that out kinda thing, like,
yeah.
yeah,
Plus,
and if they
in
pay for
this
the
day and
lunch,
age,
that's
it's for the
nice.
safety of
Yeah.
both people, right? Like,
Yeah, both
I
people,
don't
yeah.
want if I don't know the girl, I really don't want to pick her up until like let's say if she Ubered there, right? She had an
Yeah.
Uber there, and then after the date, we vibed on the date. Yeah, I'll drive you back
Yes,
because
I've
we
done
were
that, yeah.
vibing. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? But for my safety, if I get a weird vibe on a date, because too much stuff happens on both sides, right?
both
Now I
sides,
get it
yeah.
it's more likely to happen to the woman than the man. But there's scenarios where this woman could be crazy, And so I
Mhm.
don't want you in my car if you're crazy.
No,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Exactly. I've done that too, even, like, friends or, like, meetup things, or I've done, like, I don't know, like, a snowboarding ski group, and people are like, "Oh, I'll drive." And it'll be, like, a Facebook group, and they're like, "Okay, I'll drive." People they never
See?
met. And I was like,
And it could be a
I didn't
setup
say
too.
anything, but
You could be at a red
I
light,
don't
and
wanna
next thing
drive.
you know it, five of her homeboys pull up because they got your location and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
rob
yeah.
you.
It could
That's
be that,
LA.
exactly. You don't know if it's like exactly, and everyone has to be careful, like, you don't know them. Yeah, that's like a safety thing on both parts, like, people have been it happens, like, people have been drugged, like, by a woman or man,
Facts.
whatever, so because they again or they might pull up with, like, their
See,
friends or,
Cardi
like,
B
they're
bragged
a
about doing that
gang because they
once.
work together to, like, whatever it's I
Yeah.
don't hear that so much here, but I've heard it, like, in other countries over because they went on a dating app and they don't know the area and they don't know the girl and they're like a foreigner. Maybe not so much if you're in like your home country, but it's like you're very susceptible, you're not like alert, you're not thinking clearly. So yeah, both parties. Maybe you did dodge a bullet,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
in a
I
free
think. I think
ride.
for sure. I think for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Um
y'all. So that was
yeah.
episode 1 of Red Flag Diaries. And again, tell everyone where they can find you at.
Instagram, the best place, Portia Banks 25.
Awesome. It was a great having you on. And that's episode 1, y'all. Peace.
Yay. Thanks.